Okay, we've been in some radio silence for some time now, ever since this anime's announcement, and today we finally have some good news. Of course, that anime that I'm talking about is One Piece. However, not just One Piece, we're talking about the One Piece remake by Wit Studio. And not only do we have a brand new poster showing Luffy and Shanks' crew, but we have a bit of news on how the story will be structured. So, first off, it looks like we're going to be getting 7 episodes. And now, for anyone hearing 7 episodes, why the hell we're only getting 7 episodes? And if you're thinking that, you're absolutely right. I was thinking the same thing when I first heard this news. But we actually received notice as well that they plan to adopt about 50 chapters, and the total runtime of all the episodes together will be about 300 minutes, which averages about 240 minutes, give or take, per episode, which is great news considering the fact that One Piece's biggest issues is pacing, and I face that issue as well when I recommend this show to some of my friends, and they always say things like, "Oh, it's too long. It's too the animation's too dated, the pacing's too slow," and these are all valid takes, considering that I definitely agree with some of these things. The recent anime has also been the same case where the pacing is very, slow. But recently they've been getting better. Because as of recording this, we're talking about the Albath arc. But I do believe Wit Studio will be able to tackle all of these problems. It'll be able to fix the animation, make it look more polished, especially from what we've seen from the sketches of some of these drawings. And of course, knock on wood, considering that, of course, it may turn out pretty poorly, but I have high hopes. I also believe that it's going to be able to fix the pacing and episode length by condensing the story so much into a better viewing experience. And I'm really excited to see what they're going to be adding or removing, or if it's just going to be a straight one-to-one adaptation of the original manga, which, of course, no problem. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Especially considering the fact that the One Piece live action for season 1 was a straight-up one-to-one adaptation, just from anime to live action form. Except for season 2, because season 2 did have some tweaks here and there where I do think it actually made the story flow a lot better. There were moments where I think the things that they added in season 2 did make more sense for the universe of the One Piece world. And I'm a bit disappointed to hear that the first season might end somewhere on the lines of like Arlong Park, in Sanji's arc instead of Arlong Park. Sanji's arc being Baratie, but if it does end in Arlong Park, like the live action did, that would have been great, considering that the live action went all the way up to Arlong Park and then a little bit more after that. But at the same time, if it doesn't, it's also completely fine, because the live action got to have basically hour-long episodes for each episode, and considering the runtime that we have for the animation, I don't think we'll be able to reach that. And I think Sanji's arc is still an incredible story arc to end, because you can have the story ending with Sanji saying goodbye to Zeph and all the huge fights that happen in the Baratie, make it a huge, grand, beautiful thing. And at the end of it, you end the season with Nami betraying the crew, and you'll watch for the newer viewers. Well, people will be watching and wondering, oh, what happened to Nami? Why did she betray the crew? And that'll be a great cliffhanger for season 1 to end, and season 2 will pick up right from there, and then the beginning of Arlong Park, which, again, also will be amazing, if that's, of course, what they're going to be doing. Now, another disappointment is that the 7 episodes are going to be dropped all at once. We've seen a lot of shows do this. Netflix is notoriously known for doing this. JoJo Part 6 is another anime where all the anime episodes were dropped all at once, and due to that, a lot of the hype of JoJo died, and a lot of fans didn't really enjoy it. JoJo Part 6 was split into 2 parts, where I believe it was like 12 to 20 something episodes was all dropped in the first part, and then years passed, and then 20 something episodes dropped in the second part. And there is, of course, the other side of the argument saying that this is better, because something like One Piece, where the original show is already out there, and the manga is of course still going and still very, very popular. I don't think it will be having as much of any issues because we're not talking about any show here. We're talking about One Piece. If there's any show that can benefit from more from the episodes dropping all at once, it would be One Piece. Especially since we've seen all of the episodes with live action also dropping at once, and how successful that was, and how many people just thought of it as an incredible, great binge to just tackle at once and just not, just move on. And again, it can definitely benefit from it. And if I wouldn't be too worried though, especially with how good, considering that the directing will be done. So some of the list of names that we have here, I'm gonna definitely be botching these names, but forgive me. So we got Masashi Koizuki, who worked on Attack on Titan, Moonrise, and then assistant direction from Hideaki Abe, who worked on My Hero Academy 2 Heroes, Kyoji Asano, who worked on Spy X Family, Attack on Titan as well, and Takatoshi Honda, who worked on In/Spectre, who will be a key animating will act as key animation directors and character designers. So I know some of you are wondering what even is the point of remaking an anime that's not even done yet. And to answer that question lies within the answers of why Nintendo keeps making Pokemon games and why Harry Potter is getting a remake, which just got announced very recently. It's to get a newer generation of children and also new audience of people to get into One Piece. Oda talked about how he wanted to have One Piece reach a broader audience, which is why he even made the live action as well, because he knew that this will be able to reach out to some people that are a little shy away from watching anime or reading manga, especially in the western side of the world, where a lot of Americans are. Now it's gotten better, where a lot more people are reading manga and watching anime, but definitely not nowhere near to the popularity of course what Japan is. And it's a no-brainer that we're looking at a remake, especially considering how much One Piece has blown up within the past couple of years. We're talking the TCG, we're talking the live action, we're talking the current anime, the current manga. All of these things are doing incredibly well. So to continue just riding on that high, why not just add more fuel to the fire? I myself will definitely be watching the remake. It's a great excuse for me to relive a lot of early One Piece. And I hope all of you give it a shot too once February 2027 comes out. Whether you have watched the original material or not, I do suggest just honestly watching it. I'm sure it'll be amazing. My personal take is the fact that I can never relive what it's like to watch One Piece again. I can only rewatch the show. And by rewatching it, I mean, obviously I know a lot of what's going to happen, so a lot of that original spark is not there. But when I get to watch it in a little bit in different forms of media, like how the live action was, it was great because I got to relive my experience of enjoying One Piece again for the first time, even though it's something that of a story that I technically already know. But again, February 2027, One Piece anime remake by Wit Studio will be coming out then. So till then, peace out.